So my name is Nicole Whitlock and I'm with eCom Sellers Academy. And tonight we are going to talk about growing and scaling your business. This is a two-part series. And so we want to talk about what's involved, what's it going to take for you to grow your business, and then things you need to be thinking about to scale your business. So my name is Nicole Whitlock. I am the creator and co-founder of all things eCom Sellers related. We run eCom Sellers Summit, eCom Q4 Summit, eCom Sellers Academy, eCom Sellers Mastery, and other eCom Sellers related things. I've been selling online officially, I guess, since 2014. Unofficially since 2008. I actually used to run a candy vending business and some other businesses, and I sold on Craigslist until it became no longer popular to sell on Craigslist. I also sold in Facebook garage sale groups, and I used to run garage sales. I am a single mom of two special needs kiddos. They are much older now. Pretty soon, I'm not going to be able to say that. And they are now 16, one of them officially, and 14. And I am also the vice president of a nonprofit for special needs adults and children. So some assumptions about this particular workshop. Mine is I'm going to assume that you have an established e-commerce business. If you do not, we encourage you to join us in eCom Sellers Academy and schedule a coaching session so we can help you with your e-commerce business so you can get it running. We are assuming that you're active in your e-commerce business and you're getting sales, or you're just being consistent in your business. Again, if you're not, we have an awesome annual planning session, and we would love for you to join us so we can help you get some consistency in your business. And this workshop is not being taught from any specific platform or e-commerce method. There are many different ways in which you can do e-commerce. You could be selling on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Shopify, Walmart. You could be selling on Bonanza, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, Poshmark. There's so many platforms out there now, marketplaces where you can sell your products. And there's so many different ways in which you can establish yourself or establish your own store with tools like Shopify, WooCommerce, Wix, Weebly, Magento. There's so many awesome tools out there so you can establish your own store if you want. In addition to that, the different e-commerce methods that you could engage in could be retail arbitrage, which is going to the store, buying products, or you can also do online arbitrage. We're going to the store, scanning products to see what the price is that it's selling for online. And if it is selling for more online than it would cost for you to buy it in the store, then you probably want to grab some of those products if they are actually selling online. And there's a whole training on retail arbitrage, but and then once you list the item on whatever preferred platform you choose to sell it on, you get to keep the difference when the item sells. So that's retail arbitrage. Online arbitrage works the same way, which is finding products online that are selling. You can buy them for a lower price and sell them on another platform for a higher price. And in some cases with online arbitrage, you can sell them back on the same platform for a higher price. There is print on demand. That means that you don't physically have to have products in your possession. And so if you're engaging in print on demand, that's another way in which you can make money. That's where you put designs on products, coffee mugs, t-shirts, hats. You list those items on platforms, and when they sell, you get to keep the money, or in some cases, depending on which platform you're selling on, the royalties for them. You can do drop shipping, private label, white label. Drop shipping is using a supplier that will ship the products directly to your customer. You don't have to have them in your possession. In private label and white label, there's some similarities. Some people intertwine the two, but white label is taking a product that a customer is willing to allow you to put your name on it. So unlike print on demand, white label might be an example. An example of that might be putting your name brand on a bottle of wine. So if you can find a white label supplier that will allow you to sell their wine with your name on it, that is, in some cases, people will refer to that as private label, but it's really not. It's white label if you didn't develop the wine. And private label is when you fully develop a product from beginning to end, from concept to all the marketing, packaging, everything about the product, the dimensions, including getting a trademark. So there's so many different ways in which you can do e-commerce. And there are so many different places where you can find inventory, or you can source inventory, or get with manufacturers to create your own product and order inventory. So our assumption is that this could apply, what we're going to talk through can apply for pretty much any of the e-commerce platforms or methods. And so some of them may make more sense than others, but again, that you could sell your products on different platforms and or use these instructions, these suggestions on different platforms and different e-commerce methods. So as part of this journey in e-commerce, one of the things is that we always talk about, this says OA, but it shouldn't say OA, that's online arbitrage. What is the mindset that you need to have just to be in the e-commerce game? Well, you have to know your why all the time. Your why is, why are you even doing this business? Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Why do you even consider, sometimes getting frustrated with customers who have complaints? If you're already a seller, then you know the journey, that it can be very interesting. Remember at the end of the day that you're the business owner. So again, the decisions, where your business is and what's happening in your business is because of the decisions that you have made. What did you decide to sell? What did you decide to list? What did you decide to list it for? How much did you decide to acquire? How much did you want to invest? All of that, that you're investing in your business on a regular basis, which clearly is extremely important to keep the business alive, that you're establishing the habits and the schedule that's going to keep your business running. This is so important because habits drive your routine, your consistency drives you to be able to grow and scale your business. If you are not consistent in your business, you don't have the opportunity to grow and scale it. That you're patient about your growth and in your business. And it says, yeah, you're in it for the long haul. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So this is a long journey that we're all going to go through. That's part of this business is tedious. So again, I go back to your why, because when you are frustrated and tired of doing product research or dealing with inventory in any manner, or dealing with customers in any manner, you got to know why you're still doing this. And of course, I talk about consistency all the time. So build a real schedule. And we encourage you to sign up for the annual training that we do around planning. So what is growing your business? Well, there's a difference between growing your business and scaling your business. So, in growing your business, you're expanding it in one or more ways. There's no single metrics that's used to measure growth. And instead of several points of data, you have highlighted, it can be highlighted to show a company is growing. So the key is that the business is expanding in all areas. So in growing your business, that means increasing the amount of inventory that you're acquiring, which means you're increasing the amount of spending in your business. It also may mean that you're increasing the overhead, the number of resources that you're using, whether you have somebody helping you list, whether you have somebody helping you ship, whether you've outsourced to a fulfillment or prep center, whether you're having someone help you with product research or product development. Like, you're investing money, you're investing three things. You're investing resources, time, and money into your business to grow it. Your business won't grow if you don't invest those three. You can throw money at it, but again, you're also going to have to throw some additional time. It may not be a bunch of additional time, but it will be additional time. And you will have to throw some resources at it. And even if those resources are outsourced resources, it's still resources. So that includes money. So growing your business is going to involve those three things. Scaling your business is like setting yourself up so you'll be able to grow. So putting in place things that will help your growth to be successful. An example of that is if you have a prep center and you're trying to scale your business, then the fact that you have a prep center means that you don't have to handle the inventory yourself. You're not dealing with it in your house, you're not dealing with it on your own. And it gives you the opportunity to grow without being hampered. So in other words, you can continue to expand the business. Once you're outsourced to a prep center with scaling, the great thing about that is that at that point, your opportunity to order more inventory, to expand your business becomes exponential. And that means that you don't have some of the limitations that you may have had, unless your prep center is small or your fulfillment center is small. You don't have some of the limitations that you may have. So an example of that would be selling on Amazon. If you're doing Amazon, if you're selling on Amazon and you're doing FBA, then Amazon is going to limit or restrict the number of products that you potentially can send in. They might accept your products, but they're going to charge you a fee. There's going to be a fee anyway, but they may limit the amount of inventory that you can send in. Whereas if you decide that you want to scale, you're going to think through that decision on which fulfillment center might be better for you, since you have some limitations and restrictions with Amazon. So you may choose a fulfillment center that does not have those restrictions, does not have those requirements, and has decent pricing so that they're not taking all your money. Okay. It does require planning and it requires funding. And so again, scaling your business is going to require funding. It's going to require resources, people, stuff, and it's going to require some of your time. But the goal with scaling is not to necessarily have to invest as much time as you would in growing. And if you are outsourcing aspects of your business, if you were doing the product research before and you outsource it to someone else to do the product research, then you can invest your time, whatever that time you were using before, 10 hours a week, 12 hours a week, you can take that 10 or 12 hours and do something else with it that's going to help you generate money, that's going to help you increase your revenue. And so if someone else is doing that task, then you sort of multiplied yourself. And that's one of the great things about scaling your business, where you have opportunities to not have to invest significant amount of time, additional time into your business, and you can hand it off to someone else, or you can use a resource to be able to help you with that, then that is truly working to scale your business. So if you're going to plan 2022 that you want to grow and scale your business, you need to be prepared to invest the time, the money, and the resources that's needed to grow your business and or scale it. You're going to have to invest it. The other thing is you're going to have to do some effective planning. If you don't plan for growth, if you don't plan for scaling, it will not work out the way that you want it to. It will become a it will become a bottleneck and a headache for you. So you do have to think through some of the decisions that you're making in your business. How are you going to do these things? When are you going to do these things? Where are you going to do these things? So as we go through the workshop, we're going to talk about some of the things you can be doing, and we're going to take a deep dive into break down some of the things in part 2 of this workshop. All right. So growing your business. There's so many different ways in which you can grow your business. I'm going to talk about some of these that are listed. You can use affiliate marketing now, and they're not in any particular order. Probably should have put them in an order, but you can use affiliate marketing, and that works for different approaches or different products that you might be selling. If you are doing retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, affiliate marketing may not be the thing for you. Unless you're doing on a grandiose scale, you've got a lot of inventory and you have some specific products. Maybe you're focused on a specific niche, maybe antiques, or maybe you're focused on vintage toys. And so if you have access to some affiliates that are really good at promoting that type of product, that's great. If that's 60 or 70% of your inventory, then an affiliate marketer might make sense if you have a larger business. If you're just doing retail arbitrage and your business is not as large, if you're not cracking, $500,000 or $1 million a year, then, you might be hitting, $50,000 or $100,000 a year, or even $25,000, then affiliate marketing may not make sense to you. So depending on the volume that you're selling and depending on whether or not you're focusing in your retail arbitrage or online arbitrage business, if you're focused on a specific product, then this may or may not make sense for you. An affiliate establishing, having affiliates help you grow your business if you have your own store, like Shopify, if you have Magento, if you have WooCommerce, Wix, Weebly, any of those stores, that makes sense. because then you're allowing them the opportunity to make a small commission off of the sales. They're driving traffic to your store. So paying out, as you can see, in growing your business, you got to spend a little bit of money. Using affiliate marketers to help you grow your business is one way to help you to make money. And there's different sites in which you can put your products on, and affiliate marketers will market it. Again, you will pay them for them driving traffic to your store. Establishing your target audience. So this works if you're doing private label, white label, maybe you're drop shipping specific products. If you are, if you're doing print on demand for specific products, then that works. If you're selling a variety of products, again, doing retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, working on a target audience may not make sense. Your audience may be buying a variety of different things from a variety of different platforms, and there's not a specific niche that you're focusing on. So if you are focusing on a niche, if you are selling products that you know that there's a target audience for, an example would be there's some specific products that you sell on Etsy that you may not sell on any other platform. So keeping that in mind, you know what type of person might be buying your product and the fact that they might be going over to Etsy to find it. So know your audience. And if you know your audience, there's different ways in which you can target them. Target them where they are, target them using the keywords that they might search for your product or might be looking for your product. And there's another strategy we'll talk about next week, but again, knowing your audience. Encourage repeat business. And I think that goes also with, personalizing your customers and your customer's experience and the customer service. So all three of those go together. Repeat business. Maybe you're offering some type of some type of discount when they come to your specific store. So if you're selling on Shopify, if you're selling your products, they don't have to be private label. It can be private label, white label, print on demand. They could be drop shipping. Any of those that you're selling on your store, you want to encourage your customers to come back. Maybe give them a 10% discount when they come back. Maybe give them a 10% discount for referring a friend and give them a referral code. Maybe give them, a 5% discount, a coupon, a free gift, whatever it happens to be. Complimentary gift is next. Any of those when you're running your own store. Encouraging repeat business if it is retail arbitrage and online arbitrage doesn't make sense unless you are targeting or you are selling for a specific niche. I used and mentioned earlier antiques. I also mentioned like vintage toys. That is a specific target audience. And so you can encourage them to, when they buy from you on Amazon, you want to try to get them to your store. So you put a little thank you note in your packaging, and on the back side of it, if it happens to have your URL, then it happens to have your URL, try to drive traffic to you. And then they can come to your store instead of going to Amazon to find your toys, or they can go to your store instead of going to Walmart to find your toys, or Facebook Marketplace, or wherever you decide you're going to sell. And that will give you a leg up and get them coming back to your store more frequently. Give them, some type of special. So offer complimentary products, again, giving them a freebie. Maybe you're offering a 2-for-1. Maybe you offer a product that is related to whatever it is that you're selling. So maybe you're selling private label or white label products. Maybe one of the products that you're selling is makeup. And so if you're selling makeup, a complimentary gift might be some lip gloss. So you could throw in some lip gloss with every order. So whatever it happens to be that you're selling, whether it is eyeshadow or blush or base or whatever it is, give them free lip gloss. They'll remember you, they'll come back. And again, that goes back to encourage repeat business. Offer an upsell or cross sale. So there are products that make sense that go together. They are customary. If you are buying a shirt on a site, you probably might be looking for some pants to go with that outfit. Or you might be looking for maybe a jacket to go over the shirt, or maybe a scarf to go with the shirt. Or, if If you're buying earrings, or you're buying bracelets, you might be interested in earrings, or you might be interested in a necklace. So again, depending on what you're selling, upselling or cross-selling those products makes sense if you're doing private label, drop shipping, white label, print on demand. There's even print on demand products that are around jewelry. That makes sense. It may not make as much sense when you're doing retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, because again, you're selling a variety of different products in most cases. There is retail arbitrage that is niche focused. And so again, if you have those high quantity numbers, then offering an upsell or cross sell, you would have to do something special. If you're a retail arbitrage or online arbitrage is like on Amazon, you have to do something special. Whereas Walmart, you can put whatever you want inside of your packaging when you ship it to your customer. Pretty much. Market to all stages of the funnel. So this means, and this is like part of that upsell, that when you have people coming to your store, again, if they buy bracelets, after they buy bracelets, then the next thing that they might see is an offer to say, hey, you want to grab these earrings? They go great with this bracelet. Or you want to grab this necklace, it goes great with this bracelet. And if you buy it right now, we're going to give you 20% off. So it's right after the person's put it in the cart, they put in their card, they bought it, and they get another message that immediately pops up that says, hey, would you like this other thing too to go with it? And all they have to do is just click on buy, and they don't have to put their card in again. They don't have to do anything else. It makes it easy and seamless and streamlined for them to be able to do that transaction. So every step of the way, you are continuing to sell that person. Because the one thing I've learned over the years is if a person is buying, then there's a high probability if their experience was good that they will buy from you again. So I want you to think about that in your own life. When you go get tires, most of the time we're hunting for the best price, yes. But if you found a place where they treat you well, and they're honest with you and they're kind, and you know, they'll I don't know, top off your fluids and check your whatever oil and all this other stuff they do above and beyond, you're probably going to go back to them. And you'll probably go back again and again and again. If there is a restaurant, you may like the food, but the service may suck. So you'd be like, let me find another one because I don't want to go to that location because they have horrible staff. Versus if it's food that you like and it's decent, but the staff is amazing, you probably would go back to that restaurant. So that's the same thing that happens when people are buying things from you, especially if you have your own storefront, or potentially if you're selling products, even on a platform like Amazon or Walmart. If they need to buy again, and your product is not something that has like 20,000 versions of it, then they're probably going to come back and buy your product again and again and again. So you want them to have a great customer experience. That is so important. And offering them something throughout their transaction with you. You can't do that like on Amazon. You can't do that on Walmart. But what you can do is if you can get them offline and you have your own storefront, well, you can do it on Walmart because you can put something in your packaging on Walmart. Amazon doesn't like when you do that. But if you can get them to come to your store directly, it's game over. If they have a niche, if you're selling a niche. Working with influencers. This has been huge over the last couple of years. The opportunity for you to get influencers to promote, share, to showcase your product is huge. More and more people are looking at the opportunities to work with influencers. Influencers are making big bucks too. So working with an influencer is going to cost you money in most cases. You can work with micro influencers and maybe not spend as much money. So that would be a scaling tactic where you don't have to spend as much money, but get your process in place on how you want to work with influencers. That would be the first thing. And get them to showcase your product. That works if you have, again, private label, white label, drop shipping. If you're doing a niche on drop shipping, print on demand, all of those work on working with influencers. And you can work with influencers that are directly related to the products or products that you offer. the niche that you're in, or ones that are related. They are connected to it in some kind of way. So an example of that would be, let's see, if people are buying makeup, then they might also be buying skin cleanser. So again, makeup is different. It's still going on your face. It's making you look a certain way. And then cleansing products is to take the makeup off and to make sure your skin looks healthy and fresh. So they are not the same products, but they're both going on your face, and they both are designed to help you look, improve your look, improve the health of your skin. And so that's what they do, improve the appearance. Both of them do. So if you can find an influencer that maybe is focused on makeup and get them to showcase your cleanser, that would be helpful. If you're selling maybe dog products, and maybe you're selling dog play products or throw products, and you want them to sell them or get them to showcase maybe a dog bed or a dog chain or something like that, again, or dog leash. Those are good examples. So finding influencers to help you showcase your product. Selling internationally and shipping globally. This one is huge because, again, as you're trying to grow your business, this means investing in more inventory. This also means you got more responsibility, because you got to think about all the accounting that's associated with that and all of the logistics that are associated with it. So you want to make sure that you're prepared to do that. Some of the platforms are prepared to help you ship globally. And you have to understand what that means when you're shipping globally, because sometimes the customer stuff that they buy from you gets caught up in customs somewhere. And so you have to be able to deal with customers being frustrated that they haven't received their product yet if you're selling globally. But I don't want to discourage you. So maybe you test the waters initially. So Amazon allows you, of course, to sell globally. You can sell, there's Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Mexico, UK, Australia, like you can Singapore, all of these, India, there's all of these Amazon dot whatever. And so you can sell there and kind of get a feel for what's happening and understanding it just a little bit. It's not going to give you a full picture before you decide that maybe I'm going to open up my own Shopify store and I want to sell to Australia. You got to understand what that means to receive products in Australia. You got to understand what that means for you from a tax standpoint and accounting standpoint. What do you have to report to Australia? What do you have to send to Australia? What are they expecting from you? Do you understand the privacy guidelines or laws that they may have in those states and those countries? So those are all things that you need to be aware of. So selling globally can make you a lot of money. There's also extra work that you need to be prepared to handle. So keep that in mind. It is an opportunity to grow your business. And I think it's one that most people don't look at. So if you think about it, like if you decide you want to test the waters, maybe you do Amazon so that Amazon can help handle like 75 to 85% of the stuff that's involved. If you start with Shopify, you're responsible for the administration of all of that. And so you need to be prepared for what's involved. So depending on the products, selling on different platforms. And then also keep in mind that Amazon, like it's big in the US, but on some of these other countries, there's other platforms that are much bigger than Amazon. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so become e-commerce optimized. That means mobile. Make sure that whatever platform you're selling on and whatever product that you're selling, that it is mobile optimized at all times, because the majority of buying, over 60% of buyers are buying products from a mobile device. That includes that iPad is a mobile device. That includes that Surface is a mobile device, that tablets, that Kindle, those are all considered mobile devices. So including the phone. So people are buying things on a mobile device. You want to make sure the listing is optimized for that and everything. Growing your business, that one is somewhat easy because you should always be making sure that your listing is that. The thing that you need to focus on is the platforms that you choose to sell on, whether or not they are, mobile optimized. And most of them are, and whether or not the product that you are selling comes up well on a mobile device. If your product is quite intricate, then it's probably going to be something where people have to use the pinchy fingers and try to expand it and try to get a good look at it versus being able to pull up the item on a computer. So there's a difference. Personalize your customer's experience. We kind of talked about that indirectly a little bit, but again, if you know your audience, then, sending them a little something or doing a personalized note or something like that when you send it to your package to your customer, the product to your customer, that again will help you get repeat customers. So personalizing their experience, whatever you decide you're going to sell, sending them information with the story or the journey of this particular product, especially if you're like selling handmade stuff or, you're selling things that are truly unique, including information about that story is also going to help you increase word of mouth. That person, if they are a person that is in love with this type of product, they're in a niche, then of course they hang out with other people or they know other people or they're connected to other people who love this type of thing. So you have to know that people who love to play chess are going to be hanging out where other chess players are. So if you sell a very amazing chessboard, then when they go hang out with all these other chess players and play chess with other people, and they either play with the board that they ordered from you, or they happen to be hanging out, maybe drinking wine or whatever, and talking about, oh, I got this amazing chessboard. Where'd you get it? I got it on this site. Oh, let me see it. And then the conversation continues. And before you know it, you've organically gotten 2 or 3 sales because the customer experience was so amazing. So personalize it if you have the opportunity to do that. That may or may not work with retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, but with some of the other methods, it could potentially work, depending on what you're selling and whether or not there's a niche. Grow your email list when you have the opportunity. Always collect the email address. I have to repeat that again. Whenever you have the opportunity, collect the email address. That is going to serve you well, especially in the future. So whenever you can get the email address of a customer or a potential customer, do it. If you have a store, you have a Shopify store, WooCommerce, Magento, whatever it is, then make sure that you have a subscribe to our newsletter or subscribe to our mailing list to get special offers, or you automatically offer them a 10% off when they visit your site, and they get it by receiving, by them putting in their email address, and they'll receive the 10% off coupon after they give the email address. Whatever the strategy is, get the email address. When you are selling on Amazon, you don't get that opportunity. You also don't get it. You don't get it on Walmart. But what you can do, again, if you have an insert, you have a store that you can send them to, and that store has its own pop-up that comes up to collect the email address. Do it. Use omni-channel marketing. I mentioned that before, and what that is just making sure that whenever the person buys something, that you're not making them go through additional steps to put their credit card in a second time to buy the item that you're either cross-selling, upselling to them. So again, we used, I think, bracelets before. So maybe this set of earrings goes with those bracelets. They see that after they've bought the bracelets, it pops up on their screen. It's a matching set, or the necklace is too. So don't make them put the credit card in again. They'll leave the site. Like, I don't want to break out the card again. I just put it back in my wallet. So don't make them break out the card again. Just make it so that they could just buy without having to put the card in again. Okay. And that adds it to their order that's already in the process of being processed. And there's different apps that you can do that with. Like when you're on Amazon, if I buy something, I got to go back and put my card in again. I'm so frustrated with that. Same thing with Walmart. Got to put the card in. Well, no, I think like Walmart, I think my stuff is odd. No, you can save it. So you can save your card on Amazon. You can also save it on Walmart, but it's not a, buy as soon as you have to go through the steps. So when you have your own store, Shopify, any of those other stores, then you'll be able to do that. There's different apps that you can add. Google Shopping. I think this one is one that people do not think about, and they should, even if they're doing retail arbitrage. This one can make you more money. Why? Because there's 2 main search engines when it comes to mine. To be honest, Amazon is one of them. People sometimes start at Amazon. They don't start at Google. But The second one is Google, or the first one is Google, and the second one is Amazon. Either way, they're both search engines. When someone is looking for something to buy or they're interested in finding, they're going to go to Google and look for it, or they're going to go to Amazon and search for it there. If you put in the words that they're looking for it on Amazon or that they're looking for it on Walmart or whatever platform, you put those words in, they'll find it. So put your products on Google Shopping. There's a great integration from Bonanza to Google Shopping. So if you're selling on eBay, you can turn on the integration between eBay and Bonanza. And then from Bonanza, depending on what level of promotion you're doing, you can push your listings automatically over to Google Shopping. What that does for you is that means that your listings are on 3 different platforms instead of 1, and you only had to create the listing once. You only had to create it for eBay. You didn't have to create it for Bonanza, and you didn't have to create it for Google Shopping. It pushes it over through those platforms. So when it sells on eBay, it'll take it down from Bonanza because there's a sync on, and it'll also take it down from Google Shopping. If it sells on Google Shopping, again, Google Shopping's got the integration with Bonanza, and Bonanza has the integration with eBay, so it'll take it down. So again, that's a 3-in-1 offer. All day long, I would do that. Post your items on social media. This is one that most people are not thinking about, especially some of the buying platforms or some of the social media platforms where people can buy products. So there's Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shops. There's Instagram Shops. There's Pinterest. People are not thinking about those. And again, Instagram is a social media platform. Facebook is a social media platform. Pinterest is a social media platform. They are all platforms. So take advantage of that opportunity to sell your products. Make sure you're listing them. Make sure you're hashtagging them. Make sure that you're putting the keywords every time you're putting a listing up. Make sure you're focused on the keywords on the social media platforms. Publish blogs and newsletters. Again, if you want to organically get more traffic to your product, if you're selling bracelets and that's the thing that you're selling, or maybe you're selling cleanser and that's the thing that you're selling, facial cleanser, write multiple blogs about it, create multiple newsletters about it because you're adding people to your email list, right? And have links coming back to your product or to your store. Write about it. Hire writers, hire people to do that work. Again, you're spending money. Hire people to do that for you. But make sure that you're doing what you can to get more traffic to your listing. Ramp up your customer service. Again, different strategies for improving your customer service. There's so many that you can do. Customer service, improving your customer service, unless you've outsourced it, shouldn't cost you more money, but it will probably cost you more time because there's just things that we do or we have to do to make sure our customers are happy. So again, it is what it is. I would love to say that it's not, but it is. Customer service is vital to growing your business, getting people to come back. It goes back to that whole encourage repeat business, personalize the customer's experience. All of those go together. They're all connected to each other. Okay, so scaling your business. Oops. So scaling your business, I don't know what's happening with my little thing. There we go. Means boosting revenue by adding 0 or minimal resources. So your strategy for scaling is, okay, I'm putting stuff in place. I've got this, I'm ordering more inventory. I've got, more options available to me, all of these things. So in this case, you'd increase your revenue without necessarily increasing your overhead. That's your goal for scaling. The only way that you're going to be able to effectively scale your business is there's things that you can do that don't cost you any money. And we talked about customer service before. We're going to talk about customer service again, but you have to make sure that you know what your processes are. There's so many people that are running businesses and they don't know what their business processes are. And so you got to take time to sit down, write out your business plan, write out, your business operations, what is happening in your business. especially now more than ever. COVID changes everything. So if something were to happen and you need to keep your business going, somebody has to know what the operations are of the business versus just you. Because the business will not continue on if nobody knows what the operations is of the business. It'll come to a standstill. So in order to do that, you got to make sure you have some documentation in place. You have to make sure that you have a business plan in place when you're at the place where you think you want to scale your business. Okay, you can do lots of things to help grow your business, but if you want to scale your business where you can do more in your business without increasing resources and expenses or minimally increasing them, you got to know what you're doing, because then you got to find the opportunities. So you got to do a bunch of analysis in your business, and there's probably going to be some re-engineering that has to happen. If you are currently shipping, maybe there's a streamlined way or improved way in which you can do the shipping. Maybe there are aspects of it that you can outsource half of it, outsource pieces of it, so that you don't have to do that work. So you can take those couple of hours that you're going to save and invest those couple of hours in something else that's going to generate you more money. The goal is to always make sure that whatever you can streamline, automate, simplify, that you do that where you can with minimal cost. So if you were growing your business and you decided you're going to outsource to a prep center, I want you to think about that conversation, or a fulfillment center, either one. You need to think about that conversation when you are, if you're a $50,000 a year company business right now, I need you to think about it when you are a $5 million company. Is this fulfillment center, is this prep center going to help me? Will I have to potentially move my business elsewhere as I continue to work on growing and scaling? Or will they be able to serve me? Are their prices appropriate? Is their customer service and support effective for me based on the journey that I'm trying to go on? I'm trying to grow my business. I'm trying to scale it. So again, you're going to have to look at your business processes, document what they are, and then start breaking them down bit by bit to see what can I improve. So if you can hire a process improvement specialist as you are continuing to grow, if you're at like $10,000 a year, then you really need to just look at what you're doing and see where you potentially have challenges. And if $10,000 a year is what all you wanted to make, then that's fine. That's good. But if you're at a place where you're like, I would really like to make more than $10,000 a year. I'm currently at 25,000 and I'm trying to get to 100,000. What do I need to change, evolve into in order to get there? So you're clearly going to have to buy more inventory. So that's part of the growing. You're going to have to make potentially different decisions on inventory. So again, that's part of the business analysis. What type of process do you go through to decide what inventory you're going to sell, what you're going to list? What is that analysis? If it's not deep analysis, you need to go through that process. Same thing with re-engineering your processes, your business processes. So if your shipping is, whatever it is right now, and you're like, okay, I really don't have a nailed down process, then you probably need to document it. You need to write it down, and you can find the holes in your process. Oh, well, I never have any boxes. Then I spend 3 hours trying to find boxes. I should probably pre-order boxes so I always have them. Or I run out of tape too much, or I really shouldn't be shipping because that job is really a $15 an hour job or whatever, a $10 an hour job. I should really be sourcing more effectively. So I am going to outsource the shipping to somebody else so that I can increase the amount of money that I'm going to potentially make. If I'm spending 10 hours a week doing shipping, and I took those 10 hours and I used them towards better sourcing, that will result in what? That will result in more revenue and more bigger profits. So that 10 hours is going to be used effectively, and it could double your business profits just by making that one decision. So how much do I have to spend to do this? Well, if this is a $10 an hour job, I'm prepared to make XYZ decision around this $10 an hour job so that I can double the profits in my business, making different choices. So Document your process. Now analyze all of your processes, analyze what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know what your revenue is. You have to know how many hours a week are you investing in your business. You have to know what your inventory volumes are. And so in order for you to scale your business, you got to know where you are right now. You have to. And if you don't know where you are right now, then you need to stop and you need to start documenting where you are right now. So I want you guys to sign up for the annual planning process because that's what we do. Then you got to do some planning based on what you have analyzed, based on where you see that you have holes in your business, things that you can improve, things that you can automate, simplify, blah, blah, blah. You got to do some planning around it. How do I plan on fixing this problem? In order for me to scale this business, what do I need to do with this information that's sitting on the table in front of me? Here's all the answers. What do I need to improve, simplify? Sometimes you got to sit down and put a quantitative value on every single thing that you're doing in your business. Sometimes the things that we do in our business are $5 and $10 and $15 jobs, and they are not going to get us to doubling our revenue. So we have to say, this is an important job, but I need to go take those 10 hours or 20 hours, and I need to go invest it in something that's going to make me $200 an hour and that kind of stuff. So the other thing, so planning is going to be extremely important, analyzing your business and breaking it down, and then planning for your growth and also planning for scaling and where you can simplify things. So step up your automating, your inbound marketing game, inbound and outbound. Like you just need to step up your marketing game, period. That is showcasing your products. Maybe you weren't paying for ads. Maybe you weren't paying for traffic. Maybe you hadn't thought about that. So we talked about earlier, the influencers. Maybe you start with the micro influencers, but you have to put a process in place for engaging the micro influencers and for responding to their answers and giving them a justification as to why they should do business with you. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, I was teaching another class, I don't know, about 4 weeks ago. I think it was the India class. And I was talking about the difference between hiring one influencer versus hiring multiples. If you go after a group of influencers that are just getting started, they are just getting their Instagram game going, they're just starting the process of writing content, they're just starting their YouTube channel, so they only got like 1,000 subscribers or 2,000 subscribers. So they're new to the game. They haven't grown. Versus going after somebody who's got 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers. How much more money you think you're going to spend? So again, you have to think about, all right, I'm going to go after 100 micro influencers versus maybe 10 influencers that are well known. It might cost you the same amount of money, or it may actually still cost you less with 100 influencers that are just getting started, because some of them don't even charge you money. They just want to try to drive traffic to their whatever it happens to be. So you can use them to help you with marketing and not necessarily spend a bunch of money. And maybe you hire a temporary interim part-time marketing person to be that in-between person for a period of time while you work it out with the micro influencers. Let them work it out for you so you can continue to focus on the things that are going to increase the amount of revenue you bring into your business. Automation. We're definitely going to take a deep dive into automation. I'm very passionate about automation and outsourcing where you can. So automating different aspects of your business and outsourcing. If you can automate the shipping of your items out to your customers versus you doing it yourself, then do that. If you can outsource somebody doing product research for you so that they just give you the final stuff that you're looking for, you give them the criteria. Because again, you need to know how your business is supposed to run. So if you're random about your product research, you're going to get random results. But if you're not random and you have a method to your madness, then you need to document that method to your madness and teach somebody how to do that product research for you. Because when they do that product research, that's hours you get back to focus on something else that's going to make you more money long term. So outsourcing and automation, huge, huge, huge in the scaling game. Looking at your customer service policy and then implementing customer retention strategies. I talked about the customer retention on the growing of your business, but you need to, again, on the scaling of your business, customer retention is not going to potentially increase your overhead. And it's not going to increase your overhead if you do it right. Same thing with your customer service policy. Now, sometimes the customer service policy is just to make people feel comfortable with transactions with you. And again, this is going to apply more to people who have stores than it is going to apply to those people that are selling on Amazon or eBay or Walmart. It's going to apply more there. And then collect and display reviews. So if you can get people to give you reviews on Amazon, eBay, Walmart, that's good. If you can get customer, and then also Etsy, if you can get them to give you customer reviews on your own platform, again, maybe it's a small incentive. Maybe you're giving them a 5% discount. Maybe you're giving them that free chapstick, and on the chapstick, what is, or lip gloss, or whatever I said before, you put a little card in there that says, we'd appreciate your feedback. Tell us how you like this lip gloss that we gave you. Well, of course, they're going to say something positive about the lip gloss they got for absolutely free. So that's only going to help your business, because Yelp is a real thing. People have things to say about other people. Stars and ratings matter these days. So do what you can to help yourself. So I hope this information that we're starting with on this scaling of your business gives you something to think about, gives you something to ponder about how you're doing your business operations and what you want to do differently, maybe in the future, or what you need to change up, or just what you need to start paying attention to, period. Because it is possible to grow your business and to scale your business. And we're going to continue this conversation in part 2. So my name is Nicole Whitlock. This is eCom Sellers Academy. And we hope that you'll come back for our next session on growing and scaling your business. I am going to say goodbye for now. Okay, so if you are in the Facebook group and you are watching this in the Facebook group, if you have questions, please type your questions in the chat so that we can answer them, because it's time for the Q&A. Whatever your question is, we would love to be able to help you. If you haven't scheduled your coaching session, your one-on-one, please feel free to do that, because we want to help you grow your business. And that's all I got to say for now. So thank you, guys. Bye.